Hello everyone. So in this video series, we are going to learn about API integration in Flutter. We will start with the basic stuff and then we will learn advanced concept also. So as of for this tutorial, we are going to create a to-do application in which we will implement this set of APIs. So without wasting any time, let's get started. First of all, we will go to our pubspec.yaml file. We will add the dependency do. After that, we will add the take the latest version and run flutter pub get. So now we can head over to our main.dart file, and as you can see, there is too much of comments and unnecessary widgets here. So let me remove the comments first and save it. So we don't need this home page widget. We will delete it, and let's create a new folder called as features. In that, we are going to start with the create to do functionality. So let me just uh, create that. In that, we can create a file known as create to do page.dart. So in this file, we can create a stateful widget, which will be like create to do page. So instead of a placeholder, let's use scaffold. Now in the main.dart, we can change this my home page with create to do page. So let's also remove my app from here and keep it in a separate file. So in the lib folder, we can create one more file known as app.dart, and let's just cut this stateless widget from here to here, and we will import the necessary packages, and we will hear my app here. Okay, now our main.dart file is clean, our app is also separate, and our create to do page is also separated. Okay, somewhere we are getting an error. We are getting error in the test folder. As of now, we aren't concerned about the test cases. So let me just comment it out and do a restart. Okay, so we can start with the create to do page. So let's just take a look at the to do API. So here we are taking two parameters, title and description, that's all we need, and it will give us a to do response. So let's get started with it. So we will create two field. Let me just create a app bar, so we can give it a title of text create. Now we can head over to body. We can give it a column children. Let me just close this terminal. Text field, one more text field, and there will be a elevated button. And here we got this. We can give the name as save. Okay, so let's give some padding because it isn't looking very good. So we will wrap our column with the padding, and let's increase it to 20. Okay, let's give some space between these widgets. So size box, height of 10, and here we will give 20. So or let's give 30. Let's add some hint over here so it will look better. So we can do that in decoration, input decoration, and then we will have hint text. So we can do enter title. We can just copy this and paste here and change title to description. Okay, I think yeah. Now our UI is ready, and we can start with the integration of the API. So for that, we are going to create a new file because it is a good practice that you keep your UI separated from the data layer or your business logic. So we are going to create a data folder. In that we will create a folder as source, and in that we will create one file which will be called as to do source dot dart. Here we will create a class to do source. Okay. Now to make any API request, we will need a DO instance. So let's just create a DO object here. Now, as you can see, it will give an error because the field should be initialized. So what we will do, we will mark it as late. We will initialize when the constructor or the instance of to-do source will be created. Then we will initialize our DO. So the initialization is very easy. We can do like DO equal to DO. Now we can create our function. So it is like save to do. So let's just give it void save to do. And here we want two things. First is string title and second is string description. You can make it a required field also if you want. So let's just make it. Okay. Now, as you can see here, the breakdown, this is our base URL, which will be common for all the APIs, and the endpoint will only change. So what we can do, we can tell DO that this is the base URL you are supposed to hit, and these are the this will be the endpoint. So we don't have to put base URL in every API call. So for that, we can go to our object initialization, and you can pass something like base option. In there are many options like base URL, connection timeout, extra, headers, method, everything. So for our concern, base URL is useful. We can use this, and we are going to use like this http 127.0.0.1. This is my local host IP. So if I show you my environment here, so this is what this is at where my server is running. So localhost, and I think I wrote it properly. Localhost will not be like our device is not able to identify localhost, so we have to give IP address, and the colon will not be here, it will be here. Okay, so our base URL is configured. Now DO is very simple. So let me just open that save to do API. If you want to hit this API, we can just, it is a post method, so we can just do do dot post, and it will ask for the path. So we have configured the base URL. We will give the relative path, which is to do slash save. So now it will be like this URL slash to do slash save, and we have to pass some data. So there is one data parameter in which you can pass. So I'm going to copy this only and paste it here, and we will just replace the keywords. Okay, title, description. Let me save that. Now if you see the post method is the future. So if we want to save the store in any variable, we will have to wait because the result is also future. So if we do await, now the result is a response. Okay, now if you are using await, you have to mark your function as async, which make your function also as future. Now in result you get various kind of data, like the data, this is the data. You get status code, you get status message, headers, and everything. So as of now, what we will do, we will log only the data what we are getting. So we can do something like this, result dot data. Okay, now let me just open my debug console. Now we will need this to do source in our create to do page so that we can hit the API on save. So for that we can create final to do source. We will name it as source and import it. Okay, now we can use on press of this button, we can do something like source dot save to do. We have to pass title and description here, but we have to grab that from this input box. So in Flutter, if you want the value of the text field, you have to get it via the controller. So we have to create two controller. First will be the title controller, and it will be like text editing controller, and second will be description controller. And in Flutter, if you are creating any kind of controller, you should dispose it, because as it can lead to memory leak, and it will make your app crash or uh, laggy. So let's just dispose title description. Now we have created the controller. We have to assign this controller to the text field. So for this title controller, and this will be not a constant, this will also not be a constant, and we have to assign here description controller. Now we can grab the text like title controller dot text, description controller dot text. We can format, save, and let's give it a restart. So let me just open the debug console. Now if we write title and description and if we hit save, we should get a response something like this here. Okay, we are getting, we have created a title, description, ID. Let's try something like create YouTube tutorials and description on 17 December. Now it has created this API. So we have successfully created one post API.